This is not a story about fashion. It's a story about function, about what happens when performance comes before appearance, when purpose matters more than recognition. Before Adidas became a global symbol, it began with a simple question, a practical question. How do you help an athlete move better? In the 1920s in Germany, Adolf Dassler worked in a small workshop. No spotlight, no ambition for scale, just a problem that needed solving. Shoes that slipped on wet ground, shoes that tore apart under pressure, shoes that failed when performance mattered most. So he observed athletes closely, measured feet by hand, adjusted shapes, changed materials, again and again. He believed that equipment should disappear, that nothing should interrupt the body when it is fully focused. Run farther, jump higher, compete longer. There was no logo, no campaign, no promise of greatness, only trial, error, and patience. Athletes noticed, not because the shoes looked different, but because they felt right. Lighter, more stable, more precise. Built for purpose, not for attention. By the 1930s, Adidas appeared where performance mattered most. Not in advertisements, not in magazines, but on starting lines. In moments where fractions of a second decide everything. Then history intervened. War divided countries and divided brothers. What remained was a belief. That sport was not entertainment. It was discipline, structure, a universal language without words. In 1949, the name Adidas appeared, not as decoration, not as ambition, but as identification. 3 stripes, not for style, for support. A visual result of a functional decision. From the beginning, the philosophy was clear. Don't design for attention, design for the athlete. And let results speak when words are unnecessary. Adidas did not grow by chasing culture. It grew by serving sport. In the 1950s, it became associated with innovation. Screw-in studs, specialized footwear. Equipment built for specific conditions, not louder, smarter. While others followed aesthetics, Adidas followed biomechanics. How the foot meets the ground. How force is absorbed. How energy moves through the body. Every line had a reason. Every material earned its place. As sport evolved, the questions changed. How do you run longer without breaking down? How do you recover faster without losing efficiency? How do you move better without wasting energy? The answers were never dramatic. They were incremental, millimeters, grams, angles, quiet improvements that changed outcomes. Adidas became a constant. From football pitches to Olympic tracks, from cold training mornings to the pressure of global finals. Not because it demanded attention, but because it delivered trust. When athletes needed reliability, they chose what worked, and what worked was Adidas. Even when style entered the conversation, performance remained the filter. Form followed function. Always. Today, the world moves faster. Data, sensors, advanced materials. But the question remains unchanged. Does it help the athlete perform better? If not, it doesn't belong. Because Adidas was never about hype. It was about effort, the unseen hours, the repetition no one applauds, the discipline behind progress. From handmade shoes in a small workshop to innovation worn by millions, Adidas did not try to define culture. It respected sport and earned its place within it. Because true performance does not announce itself. It proves itself. If you enjoyed the story, subscribe for more journeys behind the world's greatest brands. Stories about discipline, purpose, and ideas that endure. Because progress in sport is never accidental. It is designed,